Good morning, children. Welcome to class 9, IIT Mathematics. So today our topic is ratios, proportions, and variation. So in previous class, we studied about the ratios, different types of ratios, and properties of ratios. Then how to calculate the ratios when it is given in fractions and numbers. Now today in this class, we'll study about the proportion. What is a proportion? Equality of two ratios is called proportion. That means when two ratios are equal, then that ratios are called proportion. So here properties of proportion are, first one is if A, B, C and D are respectively known as first, second, third and fourth proportional. A is the first, B is second, C is third and D is fourth. The first and the fourth terms are called extremes and second and third terms are called means. Okay, in proportion, to calculate the proportions, we have to use the formula that is product of means is equal to product of extremes. That means second and third term should be multiplied and first and fourth term should be multiplied. If their multiplication or if their product is same, then that numbers are in proportion. So here product of means is equal to product of extremes. The fourth term can be also referred as fourth proportional of A, B, C. That means if I'm taking A, B, C, D, in that D is called a fourth term. If A is to B is to C, A is to B is equal to C is to D, then A by B is equal to C by D. Then the given proportion can be written as B is to C is to D is to C. That is B by A is equal to D by C by taking the reciprocals of the terms on the both sides. This relation is known as invertendo. If A is to B is equal to C is to D, then multiplying both sides by B by C, then we'll get A is to C is equal to C is to D. This relationship is known as alternando. These two will see while doing the problems. That is invertendo and what is alternando. By adding 1 to both sides of the proportion, A is to B such that C is to D, then we'll get A by B plus 1, C by D plus 1. Then that's equal to A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. See, this one if I am taking the LCM, then after simplification I'll get A plus B by B is equal to C plus D by D. That is A plus B is to B is equal to C plus D is to D. This proportion is known as componendo. Okay, the first one is invertendo. That means we have to divide A and C. Okay, B by A is equal to D by C. In the same way, that is called as invertendo. And in second one, that is altertendo. Then get we have to divide the proportion by B by C. That is A is to C is equal to C is to D. And the third one, that is componendo. After simplification, that means simply we have to add plus 1 to A is to B and C is to D. That is A by B plus 1 is equal to C by D plus 1. After simplification, we'll get A plus B is to D. A plus B is to B is equal to C plus D is to D. So by subtracting 1 from both sides of the proportion, A is to B, proportion to C is to D, we get A by B minus 1 is equal to C by D minus 1. After simplification, we'll get, that means after doing the LCM and simplification, we'll get A by A minus B by B is equal to C minus D by D. This relation is also known as componendo. Dividing the equation 1 and 2, we get A plus B by B divided by A minus B by B is equal to C plus D by D divided by C minus D by D. Now that's equal to A plus B is to A minus B is equal to C plus D is to C minus D. This relationship is known as componendo dividendo. That is C plus D, not C minus, that is C plus B, that is C plus D is to C minus D. This relationship is known as componendo dividendo. If A by B is equal to C by D is equal to E by F and LMN or any three non-zero numbers, then A by B is equal to C by D is equal to E by F is equal to LA plus MC plus NE by LB plus MD plus NF. Okay, here that means we have to take L into A. That means first we'll take all the numerators. L should be multiplied to A and M should be multiplied to C and N should be multiplied to E. In the same way for the denominators also L should be multiplied to B, D and F. That is LA plus MC plus NE by LB plus MD plus NF. So this is about the properties of proportions. So next is continued proportion. So we are having two types of proportions. One is continued proportion and next is mean proportion, continued proportion. So if three quantities A, B and C are said to be in continued proportion, if A is to be proportionate to B is to C, then that proportion is called as continued proportion. If A is to B is proportionate to B is to C, then C is called the third proportional. If three numbers are there, so that's why that is C is called the third proportional. C always in the first proportion, second proportion, or in first ratio or second ratio. B is same. Okay, so one, this is common, so I'm taking it as one only. Second, and C is the third proportion. A is first, B is second, and C is the third. So that is about the continued proportion. The next one is mean proportional of A and C. If A is to be proportional to B is to C, then B is called mean proportional. Mean means middle. Mean proportional of A and C. So mean proportional is equal to, that means otherwise we can use the formula product of means is equal to product of extremes. That is, means is B into B is equal to A into C. Product of means is B into B, that means middle terms, and extremes means A into C. Product of means is equal to product of extremes. That is, B into B is equal to A into C. That is, B square is equal to AC. Then B is equal to square root of AC. Okay. So here typing mistake is there. B, this is not B. B is equal to not B square is equal to AC. The mean proportion of A and C is the square root of AC. Okay. So the next is variation. So we are having three types of variations. One is direct variation, inverse variation, and joint variation. So first, what is variation? The change in the variable is called variation. That means the variable will be changing always. Then that is called variation. Still, already in first chapter, we have discussed about that variation in algebraic identities. Okay. Variable is going to be changing always. Okay. So here, three types. I already said about three types. One is direct variation, inverse variation or indirect variation. Third one is joint variation. So first we'll study about the direct variation. If two quantities related to each other such that an increase or decrease in the first quantity result in corresponding proportionate increase or decrease in the second quantity, then these two quantities are said to vary directly with each other. That means if I'm taking two quantities, if one quantity is increasing, the same way the second quantity should be increased, or if first quantity is decreasing, the second quantity should be decreased, or vice versa. Then that variation is called direct variation. That means if two terms, either that is, if I'm taking two variables, that is x and y, if x is increasing, y should increase. If x is decreasing, y should decrease, or y is decreasing, x should decrease. That means vice versa. Then that proportion is called direct variation. So it is expressed as, so here I'm taking A and B are two variables, then A is directly proportional. So this is the proportionality symbol here. A is directly proportional to B. That means A is equal to, K is constant here. A is equal to KB. That means I'm bringing B to this side. A by B is equal to constant. See, if two or three terms are there, then we'll take x1 by y1 is equal to x2 by y2. Then simply multiply x1 y2 is equal to x2 y2. This is the formula that we will use for two or more number of variations are there. That means two or more number of values if we are going to need to find while doing the problems, we will do that. Next one is indirect variation or inverse variation. If two quantities related to each other, that an increase or decrease in the first quantity result in the corresponding decrease or increase in the second quantity, then these two quantities are said to be indirectly or inversely with each other. So children, here I'm taking, if two quantities are there, if first one is increasing, compulsory the second one should be decreases. If second one is increasing, the first one should be decreases. Then that variation is called inverse variation. Example I'm taking, men and days. If 6 men are doing this work in 4 days, then how many, okay, then 10 men, how many days it will be completed? Or 12 men, how many days it will be completed? See, here men are increased, automatically the number of days will be decreases. So in that way, this is the example what I'm giving for the indirect variation. See, it is expressed as A is proportional to 1 by B. Inversely means 1 divided by. Okay. A is inversely proportional to B. This one will say that A is inversely proportional to B, or A is proportional to 1 by B. That's equal to A is equal to K by B. Then AB equal to K. Okay. Now here, see, if two or more terms are there, then we'll use the formula x1 y1 is equal to x2 y2. This is the inverse proportion formula we'll use. Next is joint variation. When a change in the quantity depends on change in two or more quantities, then it is called as, then it is said to vary jointly with these quantities. That means days, work, and time. Okay, if these three are there, if any two are, that means if days are more and members are less, then automatically the time will be increases. Okay, so in that way, so here we'll do some problems. If A is to B is equal to 4 is to 5, then find 5A minus B by 10A plus 3B. Then A is to B is equal to 4 is to 5. Okay, then A by B is equal to 4 by 5. Then A is equal to 4B by 5. Then I am going to substitute A value as 4B by 5 in this expression. Then that's equal to 5A minus B divided by 10A plus 3B is equal to 5 into 4B by 5 minus B divided by 10 into 4B by 5 plus 3B. So after simplification, I'm going to get, so here this 5 for the 20B by 5 minus B as it is divided by 10 for the 40B by 5 plus 3B as it is. That is the denominators. Then here, do the LCM. I'll get 20B minus 5B by 5 is divided by 40B plus 15B by 5. After simplification, I'm getting, then that's equal to 15B by 5 divided by 55B by 5. 5 will be cancelled, then 15B by 55B. Then 5 3 is a 5 11s are. Then the value will be 3 by 11. That is equal to 3 is to 11. Now in the same way, verify whether 6, 7, 12, 14 are in proportion or not. So here, ratio between 6 and 7 is 67, and ratio between 12 and 4 is 12 by 14 is 6 is to 7. So both are same. Hence, they are in proportion. Then find the fourth proportional to the numbers 8, 10, and 12. Let x be the fourth proportional. Okay, then 8, 10, and 12 I'm taking. Then 8 is to 10 proportionate to 12 is to x. Fourth proportion is x. That means fourth one is x. Then we'll do product of means is equal to product of extremes. That is 10 into 12 is equal to 8 into x. So after simplification, we will get 10 into 12 by 8. X is equal to 15. The fourth proportion of 8, 10, and 12 is 15. Then find the mean proportion of 13 and 52. Mean proportion means the formula is B. Mean proportion between A and C is B is equal to square root of AC. That is B is equal to 13 into 52. Of square root, that is B is equal to square root of 676. B is equal to 26. The mean proportion of 13 and 52 is 26. Three positive numbers are in the ratio of 1 is to 3 is to 5. The sum of their squares is 875. Then find the sum of numbers. So here, ratio between three numbers is 1 is to 3 is to 5, and sum of number, that means I'm taking common ratio as x. Then the numbers will be x, 3x, 5x. Now sum of the squares is 875. That is x square plus 3x whole square plus 5x whole square is equal to 875. Then after simplification, I'll get 35x square is equal to 875. Then x square is equal to 875 by 35. X square is equal to 25. Now x is equal to square root of 25. X is equal to root 25 is 5. Therefore, required sum is x plus 3x plus 5x is equal to 9x. That is 9 into 5 is 45. So next, there are three numbers such that twice the first number is equal to the thrice the second number and four times the third number. Then find the ratio of the first, second, and third numbers. So here the condition is I don't know the three numbers. So here I'm taking let the three numbers be x, y, and z. So given that there are three numbers such that twice the first number is equal to thrice the second number. That is first number is 2x I'm taking. That means x means 2x is equal to 3y. And this 3y is equal to 4z. Now this one I'm equating to another number or a constant that is k. That is 2x is equal to 3y is equal to 4z equal to k. Now x is equal to, that means 2x equal to k indirectly. I'm taking then x equal to k by 2, y is equal to k by 3, z is equal to k by 4. Now x is to y is to z is equal to k by 2 is to k by 3 is to k by 4. Now do the LCM. Then we'll get the LCM is 12. Okay. So 12. 12 by 2 is 6. 6 into k is 6k by 12 is to 12 by 3 is 4. 4k by 12 and 3k by 12. So in all the cases, denominator is same. So I'm going to remove the denominator. Then the top will be 6 is to 4 is to 3. Then x is to y is to z is equal to 6 is to 4 is to 3. So thank you, children. We'll solve the exercise problems from in the next class. Have a good day and complete the work. Thank you. Have a nice day.